From deep dish pizza to Italian beef to hot dogs, Chicago has always been known for its foods. But is the Windy City blowing in a new trend? Is there now demand for a new diet that is good for our health, the planet, and animal welfare?
People are asking for better quality and better tasting products. So that's why we get, grass-fed, organic, meat, dairy.
Kim Brockhoff works at the Green Grocer at 1402 West Grand Avenue. They carry everything from organic milk to fresh basil. This new Chicago diet is becoming more popular throughout the city. Another way Chicagoans have changed their diet is by eating grass-fed beef. You can find it on the menu at popular destinations such as Harry Caray's and the Wrigley Field Stadium Club. Even former anchorman Bill Curtis owns a ranch in Kansas that raises grass-fed cattle. We took a trip up north to see what all the hoopla was about. At Prairie Hill Farms in Palmyra, Wisconsin, farmers Will and Sue Halser raise grass-fed cattle.
Basically, it means that the cattle never get any grain. So it may not just be grass, it may be grass and legumes. Eating the green parts of plants rather than the seeds of plants.
Cows that eat grass are a lot healthier.
Well, yeah, they're kind of getting their salad along with their potato, instead of just potatoes. It's the diet that they're designed to eat. The feedlot diet is really not what they're designed to eat.
I've heard that it's bad for the cow and for humans, for cows to be fed corn diets because they need antibiotics if they're fed a corn diet?
Well, it's not only the feedlot diet, but it's the feedlot, because you're kind of stressing the animal with a diet that it's not really intended to eat, but you're also cramming them into a little space and not letting them move around. So obviously, even when we cram people in a little space, like kids in school all give each other colds, and cattle crammed in a feedlot situation and walking around in a lot of manure, it's just not as clean and healthy of an environment. As our cattle are out on pastures, they're spread out more, there's more fresh air. The chickens kind of are free range in the truest sense of the word. They live in a camper, a converted camper, and they follow the cattle. Sometimes free range at the grocery store just means that the chickens are able to move about at will within a building. If its earlobes are red, it'll lay brown eggs, and if the earlobes are white, it'll lay white eggs.
But there's no nutritional difference between a brown and a white egg.
And where are its earlobes?
Part of the reason we keep rabbits is they're sort of a grass-fed animal too, and it kind of gives our customers a little more variety.
And rabbit is very nutritious meat, very low in cholesterol.
I think I read that on your website.
And it's what we're having for lunch.
Yes.
It's kind of very different than the feedlot in that way too. Is the steers, would be separated and put in that feedlot, and it would be just a whole bunch of steers together. Whereas here the steers actually kind of live, even though they don't have their nuts anymore, they live, within that group, and kind of get to participate in all the social activities.
Taste is also a driving factor for the Stein family. They joined a food co-op last summer that delivers them fresh vegetables 22 weeks a year.
Before we went into the food co-op, we stopped buying our produce at the major grocery stores because it was too expensive and the quality wasn't good.
You run out of tomatoes and you get a tomato from the grocery store and it's like, this is not a tomato.
One thing I noticed about the organic vegetables is that they last a bit longer than the ones at the grocery store, and I don't know if it's because of the traveling and
well, it's a completely different vegetable. They have to grow it so that it can stay in the truck for several weeks, and that has to ripen in the truck and not on the vine.
But are Chicagoans eating healthier?
Okay, I think the city diet is definitely changing, at least in our age group and our socioeconomic level or whatever, because it's becoming more clear in the media and in health issues that what you eat is going to affect the quality of your life in some way. And so we know a lot of people who are getting more and more involved in these
fruits in the city than in the immediately outlying areas. It seems like vegetables are either in the city or in the way outlying areas, but then like in those places in the regular suburbs, people are mostly eating fast food.
Many people often split their shares with neighbors and things like that because they often get too much, so they end up having just all this extra. But in our case, that didn't happen. We bought the whole share and we just made sure we used it all. And
we're very focused.
Oh, I know, we were. We knew we wanted to do this, and we were very focused and very dedicated to this. And in the end, we were totally healthy all summer. It was definitely worth it because it was all organic. It was all totally fresh, and you could really taste the difference. Yes. And I'm not even sure that it really was a whole lot more expensive than just buying your vegetables at Whole Foods or something.
I don't think that, like, we didn't feel like we needed to do a cost analysis.
What does eating green mean? It's choosing organics when possible, emphasizing vegetables, fruits, and grains over meats, and striving to find locally produced foods that travel fewer miles from field to market to kitchen. These can help cut down a meal's carbon footprint, or food print.
They're so fresh. The one time we found a butterfly in our